Alright, this video is about dividing fractions with fraction bars. And the sample problem that we did is 2 divided by 1/5 equals 10. Okay? So we already found the answer together, but now I'm just drawing out what that looked like. So the first thing we did was we got 2 of the whole bars. Okay, so I'm going to come down here. Probably going to just go ahead and take up this whole line. Kind of in the middle. So this is one whole and this is one whole. And I tried to make them as close to being the same size as I could. Okay, drawing fifths is a little bit tricky. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to write 1/5 right underneath the 1. Okay? If you will draw your fifths as I draw them, I think it will go better for you. Okay? Then you just make that into one fraction bar. And then bring down your lines. All right. So at this point, you have 2 empty spaces, okay, underneath each hole. If you put a line in each of your empty spaces, you wind up with 5 spaces underneath each hole. Okay. And I'm going to go ahead and label all of those 1/5. And then I'm just going to write for myself 2 divided by 1/5 means 2 divided into 1/5 sized pieces, which equals 10. Okay. 2 divided by 1/5 means 2 divided into 1/5 sized pieces, which is 10. And now I'm going to do the same problem, and I'm going to write pretty small because I'm going to write how I did it just with the numbers. So 2 divided by 1/5 is the same as 2 over 1 divided by 1/5. So now that these both look like fractions, I'm ready to do my keep times flip. And I'm going to go ahead and write keep. I'll just do a times sign and then flip. Okay? So I keep the first fraction, the 2 over the 1, change the division sign into a multiplication sign, and then I flip 1/5 to become 5 over 1. And then to multiply fractions, I just do it. 2 times 5 is 10, 1 times 1 is 1, and 10 over 1 is the same as 10. Okay, so now I've shown it as a model, and I've shown how I would do it if I was just dealing with the numbers. Okay. And at the end, I will freeze it so that you can see the whole thing. The other sample problem we did was 1/3 divided by 4 equals 1/12. And the way we modeled that was we had a 1/3 bar, and I'm going to make sure that my 1/3 bar is bigger than my 1/5 but smaller than my 1 whole. And when I divided that into 4 equal parts, See how I made it look like two like halves, and then a line on each side will get me to 4. Each of those parts was 1/12. So in words, 1/3 divided by 4 means 1/3 divided into 4 equal parts, which equals 1/12 sized pieces. I realized up here I meant to say 10 pieces, because the 10 comes from counting the fifths. Okay. And this is sized, 1/12 sized pieces. Okay, because the 1/12 comes from how big each piece is. And then, writing fairly small, I'm going to do the math. 1/3 divided by 4 is the same as 1/3 divided by 4/1. Now that they both look like fractions, I'm going to do keep times flip. This is only for dividing fractions. And keep times flip means that I keep the first number, the 1/3. I change the division to a multiplication, and I flip 4/1 to 1/4. So multiply, I just do it. 1 times 1 is 1. 3 times 4 is 12. So that numerically is how I got to 1/12. Okay, so there's the top again, and then there's the bottom part again.